Welcome to this explainer on the Kingdom of Norway. Today, we are taking a visual journey to the land of the midnight sun. It's a breathtakingly beautiful place where freezing climates completely contrast with its reputation as literally one of the wealthiest and most peaceful spots on the entire planet. We're going to look really closely at what makes this small Nordic nation so incredibly unique, pulling directly from our source material to uncover everything from their surprising daily habits to their jaw-dropping landscapes. Let's dive right in.
Before we officially take off, here is our itinerary. We're going to explore the midnight sun phenomenon, a peaceful and wealthy society, quirky laws and unique justice, food, culture and lights, top cities to visit, and finally, travel logistics and costs.
All right, Section 1, the midnight sun phenomenon. Get this, 76 days. That is a massive amount of time, right? Well, in the northern parts of Norway, from May through July, the sun simply does not set for 76 straight days. Because the country is so close to the North Pole, it completely throws the concept of day and night right out the window. During this whole period, the sun dips down for just 40 minutes at exactly 12:42 a.m. and then pops right back up. So for over 2 months, people are literally sleeping in the sunlight. Now, flip that around, and this extreme geography means that during the winter months, the region is blanketed in near constant darkness. It is wild. Now, Norway is the 6th largest country in Europe by area, and it actually shares borders with 4 different nations: Sweden, Finland, Russia, and Denmark. And here is the crazy part. They have 0 border disputes. None. Our source attributes this directly to the mindset of the Norwegian people. They focus strictly on their own work and their own lives rather than interfering with others. They just don't meddle unless their advice is explicitly asked for, which creates this incredibly peaceful environment both domestically and internationally. Moving right along to Section 2, a peaceful and wealthy society.
So, we are talking about a pretty small nation here, just a tiny population of roughly 5.4 million people. About 80% live in cities and the other 20% out in rural villages. But man, they have massive wealth. Norway is consistently counted among the richest countries globally, and furthermore, it repeatedly tops the Global Peace Index. The society is just known for being remarkably calm. People here rarely lose their temper. They might not be the most bubbly, extremely social people right out of the gate, but their serene, peaceful nature is a defining national trait for sure.
Now, if you're planning to visit, you'll definitely want to keep a potential language barrier in mind. While the official language is Norwegian, it's actually split into 2 distinct written forms and dialects, bokmål and nynorsk. And surprisingly, despite their extremely high levels of wealth and education, the source actually points out that relatively few people speak English in certain areas. So that can sometimes create a bit of a hurdle for incoming tourists.
So, what are all these calm, wealthy people doing with their free time? Well, they are reading. Norwegian society is incredibly well educated, and they're driven by this really cool nonprofit mindset when it comes to literature. In their off time, people absolutely love to read. And to support that habit, you will find unbelievable infrastructure. I'm talking 4 to 5 libraries in every single city. It's just a society deeply, deeply invested in continuous learning and intellectual growth.
Okay, Section 3, quirky laws and unique justice. Let's talk about the life of a Norwegian dog because honestly, it sounds pretty great. The animal rights laws here are unbelievably strict, essentially treating animals and humans with equal respect. You cannot just casually tie your pet dog up outside. No way. It's only permitted under conditions of urgent necessity, and even then with very strict parameters. Furthermore, if anyone intentionally harms an animal, even something like throwing a stone at one by mistake, the laws dictate guaranteed jail time. They do not mess around with animal welfare. This brings us to a number that totally surprises a lot of people worldwide: 21 years. In Norway, there is no death penalty. There is no life imprisonment. The absolute maximum possible sentence for any crime, and yes, that includes murder, is just 21 years. Once an inmate completes those 21 years, they are released back into the public. The whole system operates on this firm belief that 21 years is enough time to completely reform an individual. To give you a picture of what that looks like, check out Bastøy Prison. It's located on an island about 75 kilometers off the coast of the capital, Oslo. Our source describes this place as looking way more like a holiday resort than a traditional jail. Inmates here actually have the freedom to work and choose the activities they want to engage in. The government's philosophy here is that rehabilitation, not just punishment, has to begin from day one. It's all about allowing inmates to transition smoothly back into peaceful society. Now, these unique beliefs completely extend into their personal lives too, featuring this really fascinating mix of science and the supernatural. For instance, taking freezing ice water baths in the dead of winter is incredibly popular. Sounds shocking, right? But Norwegians believe this has a strict scientific benefit. The extreme cold shocks the system and boosts oxygen flow to the brain, which they credit for their year-round happiness. But right alongside that scientific mindset is a widespread, totally casual belief in ghosts. Lots of locals believe that spirits coexist normally in the world alongside humans, just living out their own parallel lives.
Let's move into section 4, food, culture, and lights.
If you want to eat like a local when you visit, you absolutely have to know about the national dish, fårikål. It is this really hearty mutton stew, and it's actually quite simple to make. You take a large pot and just layer mutton and cabbage, season it with black pepper and salt, add a thick wheat flour batter, and boil it in water until everything is completely tender. Then you traditionally serve it up with potatoes on the side. Because of the extreme cold there, heavy non-vegetarian meals like this, which are often paired generously with red wine, are absolute staples of the Norwegian diet.
Now, here is a surprising and kind of mysterious fact from our source material. The ultra-popular energy drink Red Bull, it has been completely banned in Norway since 2017. What's really interesting is that the exact reasons for the ban remain a bit of a mystery to the general public, but trust me, it is strictly enforced across the whole nation. Aside from the hearty food, the visual marvels of this country are just unmatched. In the northern city of Tromsø, the night sky comes alive with the famous, breathtakingly colorful northern lights. But their human engineering is just as impressive. Take the Lærdal Tunnel. It's the world's longest road tunnel, stretching 15 miles, and it's beautifully illuminated on the inside with these glowing green lights. And speaking of green, Norwegians take living a green life globally. Back in 2008, the Norwegian government donated a staggering $1 billion to the Amazon Fund to help save the rainforests. It's truly a game changer. Section 5. Top cities to visit. If you're building an itinerary, here are the absolute top spots you should consider. First up is Oslo, the capital and a massive hub for shipping and banking. It's home to amazing historic sites, the famous Vigeland Sculpture Park, and an incredibly energetic nightlife that attracts a really cool young crowd. Next is a place literally called Hell. It's this tiny, highly photographed village famous for a miniature railway station and the rather creepy, mysterious sounds that echo from the surrounding forests. Then over in the west, there's Bergen. Known for fashionable locals, it's this historic city filled with endless blooming flowers all the way from the straits up into the mountains. Plus, it's a massive hub for great food and water sports. Finally, Trondheim. This is the former historic capital of Norway. It perfectly blends 11th century heritage sites with modern technology, a massive cycling culture, and really famous farmers markets.
And finally, section 6, travel logistics and costs.
So, you want to go. The good news is that visiting this complex, fascinating country actually starts with a very straightforward process. As long as you just gather all your required documents and apply for a standard tourist visa, you can expect to receive your approval within just 15 days. Super simple. When it comes to budgeting for the trip, let's look at the exchange rate presented in our source. 1 Norwegian krone is equal to roughly 8 Indian rupees. Based on this, a complete tourist trip is estimated to cost anywhere between 91,538 to 166,946 INR. Yes, it's absolutely a premium destination, but as we've just seen, it offers an experience that is completely unlike anywhere else on the planet. So we've seen the massive wealth, the profound peace, the strict quirky laws, and the totally stunning natural beauty. But tell me, could you actually adapt to the extreme conditions of the Norwegian midnight sun? Could you survive 76 straight days without a single sunset? It's kind of a wild thing to wrap your head around, isn't it? Well, keep exploring, and thanks so much for joining me on this explainer.